And with that, I really want to get the concert started. It is my pleasure to welcome the concert.
Thank you. We're going to get started with a piece written in 1992 by Michael Sweeney called Imperium. Were Emily Burnham and Christian Kuiper. How about it for our soloists? Thank you. Our next piece is written in 2020 by Jeremy Bell called Defenders of the Realm. It was inspired by fantasy-themed films where heroes band together to overcome adversity. Interestingly enough, it was written in 2020, so our composer clearly was probably working on overcoming adversity like many of us. And this piece and our next piece were both written in 2020. And it's interesting to kind of see maybe the productivity of our composers when they had probably nothing else that they could do to express their artistic creativity. So this one is one of the two that we have that's coming out of that era. This is Defenders of the Realm. Thanks so much, ladies and gentlemen. Our soloists on that one, Bridget Duffy and Chan Licata. How about it for our soloists? Our next piece, also written in 2020 by Sean O'Loughlin, called Hidden Wonders, begins the expressive elements of the music, so please pay attention to that. This is Hidden Wonders. And how about back there? I want to take a moment to acknowledge the wonderful work that the concert band has done already this year. These guys have been performing for pep band performances and toiling away on this wonderful concert repertoire that they've been learning for this concert. And I've really been so proud of them as I've been watching them team together as an ensemble in class. and bring their musicianship so far. It's been a real pleasure to get to work with these guys this fall. For many students on the stage, this is their first concert at Wellesley High School, so I want to say thank you and welcome to them. I want to say welcome to those parents out there for whom this is your first concert at Wellesley High School. We are so glad to have your students. How about it for our wonderful freshmen this year? And now for our final piece, we move back to 1997 here, a piece by Michael Sweeney called Forge of Vulcan. In Greek and Roman mythology, Vulcan is the god of fire and metalworking, and the Forge of Vulcan musically describes moods and sounds of an ancient blacksmith, and you're definitely going to hear some of those sounds coming from our percussion. This is Forge of Vulcan. How about it one more time, ladies and gentlemen, for the Wellesley High School Concert Band. So much good work. We're going to make a quick set change. Here comes the Wellesley High School Wind Ensemble. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And this is the Wellesley High School Wind Ensemble.
What are you doing?
Back around 2004-2005 school year, the Wind Ensemble was a new thing here in Wellesley. We were growing and growing, and our band program got to a place where we wanted to expand to 2 groups. And when I was thinking about what would be the first program I could dream of doing with a wind ensemble, I started to think about one of the great pieces for wind ensemble, for this kind of an ensemble, that should define some of their first performances. So the folk song suite by Ray Vaughan Williams quickly came to mind as a must-do for their first year of this group being in existence. And so I set out about trying to create a program that would have that included into it. And I also then discovered a second piece of music around that time, a little bit earlier than that, by Jake Gilbert, called Sweet Divertimento, that is based on the same kind of format as the folk song suite. So in essence, the folk song suite, you've got 3 movements here. It's going to be a first movement march in a duple feel, and then the second movement in a triple feel, kind of a waltz feel, third movement back to a march, back to duple. And then this composer in 1997 comes along and honors that piece of music, honors the great work that Ray Vaughan Williams did for the wind band by writing a piece of music in 1997 called Sweet Divertimento that presents the same format of the movements. First one's a march, second one is in triple feel, third one back to a march feel. So that's the conception of the program, and I was very glad to get a chance to do this exact program again all these years later. We've had a great time studying it, and this ensemble has done a wonderful, wonderful job bringing these 2 great works to life. So without any further ado, we're going to get things started with Folk Song Suite, Ray Vaughan Williams, written in 1923, one of this English composer's greatest works, and one of the greatest works ever written for wind band. And I'll read you the 3 movements. March, 17 Come Sunday, that is the folk song it is based on. Intermezzo, My Bonnie Boy, that is the folk song it is based on. Third movement, March, Folk Songs from Somerset, that is the folk song it is based on. Folk Song Suite, Ray Vaughan Williams. Love, love, love that piece. And so getting to stand in front of this group and conduct it and have them play it so beautifully is an absolute pleasure. Lots of soloists to acknowledge on that one. Chris Lynn on clarinet, Neve Mosley on oboe, Shamina Abdullah on piccolo, Kiara Papa on flute, Oscar Cordes on trumpet, and Nick Nicolazzo on euphonium parts, tenor sax. How about it for our wonderful soloists? I always feel it's super important to note that our percussionists back there, every time they're stepping in front of an instrument, are soloists. Everything they're doing is one of a kind, and they are really appreciated for it. How about it for a wonderful percussion section on that? Our next piece of music, as we indicated earlier, moves us forward now to 1997, when a particular very young band director was getting his first year at Wellesley High School teaching, and this piece of music was being written by a wonderful composer named Jay Gilbert. Suite Divertimento is comprised of 3 movements: prologue, which is a duple meter, pastoral, triple meter, and parade, back to a duple meter. Parade is obviously in March, so we're not just a wink and a nod to the suite you just heard, but it is obviously really just in reference to it and paying homage to it. Of the movement's title. So you've got this 4-note motif that you're going to hear right off the bat in this piece of music, and our composer's just going to play around with it for 3 movements, and it's just so clever and wonderful. So without any further ado, Suite Divertimento, Jay Gilbert. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Lots of soloists on that one. Kaide Tomimatsu on alto saxophone, Kiara Papa on flute, Chris Lin on clarinet, Kelly Wang on clarinet 2, Neve Mosley on oboe, Nick Nicolazzo tenor sax euphonium part, Eric Helgren French horn, Shamina Abdullah on piccolo. How about it for all those wonderful soloists? Very quick congratulations and thanks. First of all, we want to say a huge congratulations to the Wellesley High School Jazz Combo, who just got to do a very special performance at the Regatta Bar, part of the Charles Hotel in Harvard Square. This was an invitational put together by the Massachusetts Association of Jazz Educators, MAJE. That's a festival we commonly go to with our jazz ensemble. We host their combo festival here in the spring, and they were kind enough to invite us, Newton South High School, Lexington High School, Boston Latin, and Boston Arts Academy for a wonderful day of music making and collaboration over at the Charles Hotel in Harvard Square with guest artist Lauren, Lauren Sabian, wonderful, thank you for those behind me helping me. Lauren Sabian, this wonderful baritone saxophone player that these guys got to jam with. An incredible day of jazz, and we just had such a fun time, and we would love to do it again, so hopefully that'll be another thing coming in the future. So how about it for our wonderful Wellesley High School Jazz Combo? Please stand if you're in the combo. How about it for this guy? Finally, some very brief thanks. Thank you so much to our wonderful Director of Performing Arts, Michael Kava. Thank you so much to Becky Gray and our student techies who've been helping out, making our lights look wonderful and our microphones sound great. So thanks so much to Becky Gray, our student techies. To Allison Madden for the wonderful program she puts together for us. Thank you to Pops so much, and to Nina Conan and Tanya DuPont and our many band parents for everything that they do. All of you who are here have loved an instrument or bought a car to fit a tuba, so thank you so much. And so how about a round of applause for all of us band parents, the band family. So let's have a little fun. Here is 1946, Leroy Anderson Needs No Introduction. This is actually a piece of music that was composed during a heat wave in the summer of 1946, and he was dreaming of something a little bit cooler. This is Sleigh Ride.
I'd like to say a quick thank you to Mr. Scott and for all of you coming today. Mr. Scott's been a fantastic teacher for our first semester of Wind Ensemble this year.
We really love all of your Mr. Scott-isms and your ability to connect with us and make us sound and feel our best because of all the work you put in. Thank you.
So one more time, ladies and gentlemen, how about it for the Wellesley High School Concert Band? And how about it for the Wellesley High School Wind Ensemble right behind me? I want to say is thank you so much for the support of our band program. In this day and age coming out of COVID, where there's been numbers building back up, and it's been wonderful to watch at the elementary and middle schools and those numbers coming back. Making music is such an important part of our students' lives, and your time spent supporting this and being here and bringing them to lessons and keeping them involved is so important and is obviously enriching their lives so much. So I want to say a big thanks to all of you here, and to all these guys behind me and over there, and to say keep on coming back. And if you've got little ones at home, make sure that they all play the trombone. Take all the trombonists you got, and please come back. There's lots more concerts on the back of your program, or at the back end of your program is the list of all of those wonderful concert programs that are coming up. So please come on back. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night, everybody. Thank you.